Well, good morning everybody, and as you can see I'm not in your assembly hall this morning. Where am I? I am on Major's Leap on Wenlock Edge, and I should just be able to, if I'm really careful and don't fall off the edge, be able to wave to you at Christchurch Cressidge this morning for your very special harvest assembly. And of course my assembly for today isn't just for the benefit of you at Christchurch. I'm also doing this assembly for Brockton Church of England and indeed Church Preen, which is somewhere over there. So I'm feeling really spoilt this morning that I'm able to offer assembly for all the schools that make up the Wenlock team. Now, I know you can't answer back, but can anyone tell me what's in my bag? Well, in my bag this morning is what we know as wheat, and it's the tiniest of seeds, but it's a really important seed that so often we take for granted. Because do you know what we make from wheat? Well, straight away, as I go to the back of me, most of our bread for our toast and our sandwiches comes from this precious seed that we call wheat. And of course, how many of you this morning have had your Weetabix? Well, I've not had my Weetabix, but when I think about this tiny seed, I immediately think of what I grew up on, and that is our cornflakes. So it's amazing to think that this wonderful seed is what we depend on in so many ways. And did you know that what we can't use of this wheat for what we eat can be used to feed our sheep, can be used to feed our cows, it can be used to feed our chickens. So it's a really precious seed. And something else that I learned about wheat over these past weeks, do you know what? The more you chuck around, the more you get back. And Jesus talks about that in one of his very special parables, the parable of the sower. And you know how much I love to remind you of what the Bible stands for. B-I-B-L-E. Say it all together now. Best instruction before leaving earth. And of course, in the wonderful parable of the sower, Jesus says these words: "So those plant did not make grain. Some other seed fell on good ground. In the good ground the seed began to grow. It grew and made a crop of grain. Some 60 times more grain, some 30, and some even 100. Then Jesus said, 'You people who hear me, listen.'" And what we remind ourselves at harvest time is that God always makes sure that there's enough in this world for everyone's need, but there's not enough for everyone's greed. So we give thanks this year once more at harvest that God has made this world and everything in it, and let's thank God for all that he's made in that great knowledge that the more we share, the more we receive. So a very happy harvest to each and every one of you.